All right. So this is our May. Yeah, it's our May, probably first year anniversary, or maybe that was last month, of the Beyond the Guitar Society meetup. It's a light meetup this week, but that's okay. So I've been completely busy for the past few weeks, including getting new floors and doing a big band show for Jet and Walmart. And so I'm kind of done mentally. So I figured what I would do for this one, since I didn't really practice classical guitar at all, is just try to play something from the archives. And for the New Jersey Guitar Society, about 2 months ago, we did a special feature where we all played, like the theme was your first guitar. And most of us pulled out classical guitars. One person pulled out like an electric guitar, which was a lot of fun. And I happen to have, I'm not going to play it today, but a Yamaha CG110A, which is like the first classical guitar most people get. And I think one of the pieces that I probably played the most when I first started was this Solitude by Frederick Node. And so I'll play it, and hopefully it comes out well. I will put myself in the spotlight. How do I do that? Yeah, and that. All right.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, Frederick Node, he's like his method book is one of my favorites to use with students. I feel like it's kind of one of the most thorough.
Got a lot of great pieces in it too, which is great for new students because they just want to play like Romanza right away and stuff.
Right. Yeah, actually getting some repertoire in there. Yeah, that was pretty. I hadn't heard that one before. Is that from the method book?
It is from, it must be. I know that I did a copy of this. It's from one of the early books.
Yeah.
It's just something called Solitude in A minor.
Yeah, it's nice. Nicely done.
I was sight reading that.
Oh, yeah. Even better.
You got the melody notes coming out nicely.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to find it because everything in this house has been in disarray. It's all in the basement, and the basement looks like a hoarder's nightmare. And it's just because we had to move everything out of here so that they can rip up the flooring. But I was in the last like 2 minutes just trying to find where this was in the pile of everything. Yeah. But so cool. I was happy I found it.
Yeah, that
So
works.
struggle through something else.
Is that one in the method book?
I think so. If it's not in there, I pulled it from somewhere, like maybe early Frederick Node, early classical guitar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't recognize it from the book, although I mean the book is pretty
Frederick
long.
Node, first book for the guitar has a solitude in it.
Oh, okay. So it's not his like it's not the big I forget the name of the method book. It's more like a supplemental like repertoire book or something.
Yeah, Frederick Node, Solitude.
Beginner's Manual to Classical Guitar and its Literature. I guess it has.
Ah, that's it. For the first book for the guitar, Frederick Node.
I have that
I
line
guess
around
it
here
has
somewhere.
technique as well.
Yeah, but I think this is the one. It's a black cover, and then guitar is spelled out where the I is a guitar, and then GUTAR are all different colors.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's a perfect piece for like one of those like I used to have the good old binder of like really nice, pretty sounding, simple pieces that you can kind of read through for like gigs or stuff like that, like back when, like playing restaurant gigs or something where you had to have, 2 hours of repertoire or something. That's the kind of thing that's perfect for that because it's really nice. It doesn't sound like, some, super simple study or something that some little exercise that sounds like a nice piece, but yet you can still kind of read through it. So
Yeah, it's one of those surprisingly simple but beautiful pieces. I like those.
yeah, those are always nice. All right, yeah, well done.
All right, thank you. So who's up next? It's basically Evan or Eric.
Warm up. I haven't played anything today. I mean, I could play, but I had no promises on it being all clean.
That's all right. I missed 1 or 2 notes in this thing, so
You're in a safe place.
yeah.
I kind of chose 2 pieces that I've been working on for a while trying to get clean, so hopefully it sounds good. And I got original sound to work. It never signs me in when I go through Zoom, the Zoom client. Okay, so first piece I'm going to play is a piece called Etude Number 2 by Frederick Hand. It's a really beautiful thing. I played this at the masterclass I had with Ben Verdery back in February. And then I didn't know it all, but it turns out Fred Hand actually taught Ben Verdery, and he's like, oh, I love these pieces. And then he just went through and had played this piece to death and knew everything about it and could tell me. So I got a few ideas from him to really shape it, but I've mostly been working on keeping it clean because there's just so many different notes that have to ring over. Hopefully it sounds good. I said, not as clean as I was hoping for, but
It's okay. There's just beautiful moments in there, though.
yeah. I mean, I've been working on this piece for like a couple months at this point, and it's just getting up all here in the pinkies and stuff and keeping it ringing. Just awful stretches mixed with all these like really tight pull-offs, so I have to keep going. I don't know, it's really difficult. There's some parts, specifically like a stretch here where the melody is just up in here, and I have to keep it ringing while doing stretching across 5 and like a half bar.
Oh, wow.
It hurts sometimes. Yeah. That's not a piece I want to start a concert off with.
There was one note that you kind of slid up to. Was that an A or was that like a B flat? Like right towards the end, before the harmonics.
Oh, there's the part where it gets just right here. There's a little like, this is probably my favorite little passage of the entire piece. It just works so good in the fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
beautiful.
I like those moments where you just kind of hang on a note and you let it die slowly. You slide up to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. This piece is really difficult. It's every time I go into a lesson, my teacher's like, "Awesome! Now you're clipping that note there, and it's not sounding clean, and you need to hold the melody here." So that completely fundamentally changes how you have to like move your hand position. It's just
Do you record yourself and then listen back?
yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
That's
sometimes.
something that I don't normally do, but that's usually how you kind of end up with the feedback looped. So you can
Yeah,
get
for sure. Like I always tell people who are having trouble with like a passage, just like play it slow and then record yourself practicing it.
Yeah.
So like when they're playing Locate Draw, don't start it at your tempo. Just keep going super slow, and if you make a mistake, restart. Like try and get a good recording with no mistakes of a passage, and it's freaking impossible. So, but it really helps because it's like teachers always say like practice with the metronome or like practice it 10 times or practice it cleanly, and nobody does that. But yeah, having a like a recording really forces you to get good.
Yeah, adds a little element of pressure too. It's a good way to prepare for what it feels like to play a piece under pressure. It's just having that little red recording light means something.
Yeah, exactly. My biggest issue right now is that I don't get nervous practicing for anybody or like just performing for anybody ever, but if it's like a really big concert where I'm super isolated and I have to, then yeah. But like all these like small recitals and stuff, I don't feel nervous, but as soon as we get onto like the recital hall, it's like, oh no, okay, now I actually have to sound good. I'm not prepared. And that's when the nerves will start to kick in. But like telling my grandparents, hey, I'll send you a recording every week, and then having to actually do that it's a good way to get the nerves out.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a really cool piece though.
I'm pretty sure he just like tried to reimagine Villalobos Etude 2 with minor sevenths. There are lots of major 7 chords and stuff because that's what the piece is essentially, just major 7 chords and
Right.
arpeggios up and down.
Very nice.
Okay. Other piece I'm gonna play is one I've been working on for like 2 months. It's Barrios's Waltz number 4. It's the G major one. Also hard and to get clean, and hopefully it sounds good.
Grazie.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I love that piece. My grad school professor was obsessed with Barrios, and so I played a lot of Barrios for my grad recital, and that was one of those pieces that I played, and it was actually a piece that, like, it's a beautiful piece, it's a fun piece, but it was one of those that when I first heard it, I didn't instantly like fall in love with it. It was one of those pieces where I fell in love with playing it first, and then like grew to really love the way that it sounded. Because it's something that, like, until you actually play guitar, you don't really understand the concept of being able to really just physically enjoying playing something, and that can almost be totally separate from the sound. And so it's just such a fun, like, that little chromatic line, in the melody. And so I distinctly remember like loving like the feeling of playing it first, and then falling in love with the sound of it. But it's not an easy one either. Definitely not. You played it really, really well.
Whenever I play, I basically just keep going back and forth between this piece and then starting off which is all these. I don't know. There's just the single line with the ornament. There is just the prettiest thing in the entire piece, and it's just so much fun to play.
Yeah, I loved milking that for all it's worth. And then like I played similarly to you, the way that that whole phrase ends, the first repetition into it, where you go like, ba da 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 da, and like just going real soft up on that part and getting back into it. I love that. And then after the second repeat, I love the little arpeggio that ends it too, like the ba da 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 da. Yeah.
Way up the top.
Yeah, it's such a pretty little.
It's such a cornball kind of waltz. It's so cheesy, but it's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Some of those chord changes, you have to go really fast between them.
Oh, in the middle of this section? Yeah.
That's almost like a Villa-Lobos-esque kind of section.
Yeah, with just moving chord shapes, it makes sense. Those aren't that hard, though. I can get a few of them. There's only one that will trip me up in that one. The one that really trips me up is this awkward chord change in the middle. It just never, like, there's no good way to play this and make it sound clean. So my instructor was like, hey, why don't you just kind of milk this and then just make it super staccato, just to hide the fact that you can't get a clean shift there. And
I always...
Yeah.
No, that was good. The thing that terrified me about that piece, and any piece that ends like this, I hate it when a piece has like a rocking scale that you just have to nail right at the end, because I have to fight that urge to not be terrified of that scale like the whole time. I don't remember. I have to go back and listen. I don't remember whether for the recital I was able to nail that or not, because even at the recital it still felt kind of like this could go one of two ways, because it's a blazing little thing at the end too.
Yeah, I flub it every time too, because I don't have any fingerings written in there for the right hand, so I'm just kind of winging it, and there's some awkward shift in there that I miss every time, and I just haven't decided to face that yet.
There's a piece that I play that has that kind of experience on it, like Giuliani, La Rose.
Mm.
It's like super sweet, super beautiful the whole way through. And right at the end, it's all these and then this whole like. If you mess any of that up, like you carry the audience and then boom, you drop the ball, right?
Super exposed.
Change keys once you mess up. And just
on the flip side, there's a piece that I play by Mertz called Tarantelle.
Oh, the Tarantelle's great.
I got this suite where I play on Malvina and then a middle movement I can't remember that's a little slower, and then Tarantelle at the end. And like It's a fun piece. It's fast. It's got some great sounding stuff when it's just I don't know, stuff in the middle. But the end of the piece just lets play as fast. I think it's literally written like as fast as Muy Rapido as possible. And
Yeah.
it's nothing but chord shifts, and you're doing all these chord shifts as fast as possible. It's just like that's not a. Any composer should know that's not a thing that you do if you want to play it right. Clearly
So,
he didn't play guitar because he didn't want to do that.
well, the two things that I know about the Tarantelle that might kind of guide that is one, it was like a gypsy song that whenever they would get bitten by a tarantula, they were convinced that if they danced through the tarantula bite, that they would exude all the poison. Like, so that very end is just like that crazy dancing that you do in the fireplace where they're just playing like, get that poison out of you. The other part of it is that if you look at the music, as you said, it's just chord, 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 but there's these huge gaps between those chords. And so you know that you can't play it at the speed that you were playing everything else, right? Because it has to go much faster. Otherwise, you're just playing jump, 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 jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go back and look at that piece because I'm trying to pull together the suite I have, but it's hard to get clean and fast when you're doing all these awkward chord shifts. I'm pretty sure there's a passage that is just shifting between 5 different shapes, and you shift 5 shapes and then back through the same 5 shapes in reverse, and it's just like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like that kind of memory game.
If you nail it,
it's hard.
you're like, that's it. That's your gold right there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay, Eric, you should play your stuff now. Good to go. Actually, stop though. Has anybody tried out using nail oil for their fingers? Because it's like superpowers. It's amazing.
Huh.
I just started using it for my putting out my nails on the right hand. You just have 0 friction with short nails. It's the best thing ever.
What kind of oil is it?
I'm using Jason Tea Tree Oil from Whole Foods, but I don't know if you get this like oily finger kind of feeling on your hands, but as soon as you get over it, you just got no friction, and your nails just slide right off the string, and it makes playing fast so easy.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what we talk about that one last time? I feel like we were talking about how, because you see lots of players will do this kind of number
Right, yeah.
before they play, and they're getting all the natural oils off of from their face, and to do the same kind of thing. And I've seen some guy, you put like some weird like cocoa butter or something on his guitar, and he just like wipes it before he plays, same kind of thing. It really, it does actually. Yeah, I mean, I've never used that, but it does make a difference, because once I saw people like doing all that, I was like, I've pieced together what they were actually doing. Even though it sounds gross, I would try it, like before a concert, because especially your hands get clammy and stuff. And yeah, it actually does. Yeah.
The only issue is like I'm not used to it on the left hand, so having you kind of like rub it into your nails with your left hand here, and then you get it on the fingertips of your left hand, and it kind of eliminates a lot of the string noise and makes shifting kind of easier, but at the same time, like your fingers slide if you're not careful. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I never thought to try it for the left hand.
Yeah, I highly recommend anybody who hasn't tried that stuff go out and use it. I use it every time I practice now.
I'll totally give it a try. If we're talking about secret weapons, do I have it here? I do.
Yeah.
I've been changing up my filing technique. My wife got these 4-sided filers, probably from Amazon, Yumi Studio Nails. But there's a coarse side, a fine, then step 3 is there's like barely anything on there, and then step 4 will get you completely to as close as you can get to like smooth. It's not as good as using, say, like the 3M 5000 grit, but in a pinch, like this is what I've been using every week for the past maybe month or two, and it's been a game changer, because like I just have one thing instead of this and this and that and this.
Afterwards. Okay.
Yeah, the sandpaper. Is this one clean? No. got a bunch of these, right? These are the,
Right.
you'll see it once here. Yeah, here's a clean one. So it'll be 3M 500 grit. So it'll look like that. And then when it's in use, it'll look like that.
I've been using the micro mesh reusable sandpaper. Those things last forever. Plus, I have like I go all the way up to like 16,000 grit or something on it on the last one, and you just use 4 different ones every time I really need to get my nails done after filing.
Okay, I looked up micro mesh, and I think I found the same style of thing on there, the way buffer. Micro mesh way 4-way buffer. That's what they call it.
Yeah. I think I've been using this piece of sandpaper for just a small strip for about 7-8 months. Totally fine. Like the super fine grain one doesn't like get chewed up by your nails much once they're already smooth. So you can just reuse it, and it works just like new.
Oh. Eric, you're muted. I still don't hear you. I see you're not muted, but the audio is not coming through. Yeah, those taps are coming through. The guitar is coming through.
Voice is coming through.
Now it is.
I think I'm exactly out of its radial, like in its radial capture pattern. I am out.
Yeah, no, you're in. You're in now.
But my stash I run when my code is running. That's when I do my nails. I assume it annoys all of my fellow students because you just hear the.
Yep. Yeah. Try doing it in an office environment.
I mean, basically, we have kind of like an open office setup. So I have 2 originals today. The first one I did last month, or the last meeting, is I call it Silver Linings. It's a little bit slower, more thoughtful, and I don't usually do slow pieces, so it's good to have slow. And then the next one is a new original that my mom calls Runner's High, which is quite a bit different than the one before it. So it should be some nice contrast. something on that one is the benefit of new strings makes everything very snappy. I don't know. It's I should change strings more often than I do.
Yeah, that's probably most of us.
No, that my classical one, I hadn't changed strings in like 2 years before I did the Villalobos at the school's like end of year open mic type thing. So that's fun. I can sort of hit this harmonic now. Just hard to get that ringing. Everything kind of trying to ring together, but it doesn't always happen that way.
And what was the name of the piece that you just played?
This is Silver Linings.
Silver Linings, and that was purely yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
Yeah, I really like that
Kind
one.
of like a bittersweet almost. I don't know.
Yeah, and then there was also, I don't know, I don't think it was intentional, but it almost had like a line from like summertime and the feeling is. So I kind of heard that in there. Like I said, I don't think it's intentional, but it had that in there.
I'll take it.
Homage. That's right. Yeah, I really like that one. That one a lot.
That's why I don't usually do slow stuff too much. And this next one is not slow, and it's very much a right hand workout. So we'll see how it goes. Or thumb workout specifically. And it's called Runner's High, and it's kind of got a lot of movement in it.
Wow. Very nice. What do you say?
Said more, trying to be a little more rock and roll.
Yeah, you did the Randy Rhodes.
Neck
Yeah,
bend.
like
That's awesome.
no.
Straight out of Crazy Train.
Yeah, I really admire your creativity, Eric, because I mean it's number one, you know, the frequency on top of how busy you are, the frequency in which you put out, you know, you make new
trying
originals.
to do one a month or so.
Yeah, I really respect that, and the creativity in the sense that, you know, it's so eclectic, you know, stylistically, and the character of each one of your pieces, you know, covers such a wide range. So it's really cool to see. And I think we talked about it before, but yeah, I would definitely love for you to like put these all together in like an album or something. I think
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Hopefully lining up Antoine Dufour from the Candy Rat YouTube people will hopefully do some like audio editing and producing later this year.
Nice. So
Yeah.
how many do you have now?
This is 6 or 7.
Very nice.
My goal is to get 10 so I can get the bulk discount.
Oh, gotcha. There you go. Smart thinking.
Yeah, I really like this one. I definitely wanted to go running right away.
That's right.
Yeah. Need to work on trying to separate some of the melody out of some of the chord sections, but.
And then, was this like about 135 beats per minute?
Yeah, about 140 was the target. 135 is.
I would imagine for like runners, you'd want to get like 155, right?
Well, you got to get the turnover, the steps. In my running, I always took less but longer steps. Maybe that's why I was just never fast.
No, it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed that one. And then, was it all standard tuning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Highly
we're
unusual.
getting lots
for
of
you, man.
standard these days.
Yeah, staying in the standard for a while, and then probably moving out into something else for the next one.
Yeah. And that's also, I mean, really impressive to be able to like, you know, because I'm sure compositional process just feels so different.
Yeah, I don't know
In
about that. I usually
different
just
tunings.
find a riff,
Yeah.
then find a bass line, and then find chords that go in between the riff and the bass line.
Right.
Like I kind of think structurally as like tab numbers,
Mm-hmm.
so tunings don't work.
Gotcha. So you're kind of just going based
differently
off
than
of
standard, I guess. Like I
kinda
just
sound,
look
yeah.
at what numbers are good and like what positions. Like if there's a good shape, like in one of the F tunings, the Villa Lobos shape is very good. It's like a major chord shape.
Gotcha.
I know that shape. I can do that.
That works.
Very cool.
At 300 BPM, there's a guy called Ewan Dobson who
Mm. Yeah.
goes
He
super,
was
super, like 250 to 300 BPM in a lot of his songs.
Wasn't he kind of like a YouTube guitarist OG kind of guy?
Yeah,
He was kind of like way back in the early days of YouTube.
he does. I think he does his own stuff, and then he does Paganini randomly.
Oh yeah. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, that was excellent. Both of those.
All right.
Very cool.
So I guess that covers us for May then, right?
Yeah, I guess I totally forgot about the whole that this was like a year. We're gonna have to brainstorm then. I guess we'll do something. Think of something special or fun for next month. We'll be a belated anniversary meeting. But yeah, thank you
Maybe
guys.
we should have that next one be Nathan Plays.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's true. We could do that.
and then everybody will show up.
Yes.
Yeah, like y'all don't hear me play enough.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about it. I was wondering like why you don't play, and I figured it might be possibly because if you picked a classical piece, it might be off-brand, and so that would be a little weird.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it would be kind of cool to hear you play something, you know, from the repertoire that everybody knows.
Yeah, I will I mean, honestly, the main reason why I just don't play is number one, just I mean, because I like to hear y'all play. I mean, y'all hear me play. I guess it's a different context. So if you guys would like to hear me play in this context, I can. And I'm usually like I'm always like in between. So as soon as I finish an arrangement, I pretty much instantly forget it because I memorize it so fast, and then I'm working on the next thing. So I would just have to be more intentional about keeping, if it's, the previous arrangement, keeping it fresh until we do this and I can play that. Or yeah, I would just have to, right now I don't play. All my practice and playing time is spent, arranging and preparing for videos. So I would just, I do miss playing some standard repertoire stuff. So it's not a branding issue as much as it is just like I'd have to set the time aside. But
yeah,
I would
cause you any undue stress, right?
No.
All of a sudden, now I got to remember this too.
Yeah. No, I mean, it would be good for me. I always do, especially, and these meetings too make me like, oh man, I miss playing, some of these pieces that I used to play. And so yeah, maybe for the next month I can work something classical standard rep piece up.
It's up to you. I'll leave it to you. I don't want to push you into something that would add even more. Because I also would like to see the the academy make its way up.
Yeah, that's
I know that's something that you're working on.
Right. Yeah, I really want to see get that community side of that up and running and see how that can blend with this. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So we'll get there. But yeah, again, as always, thanks to Gad for putting this together and making it happen. Always appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
And thank all you guys for playing. Sound amazing as always. So always look forward to these.
And we'll get Cecil to play next time. He's just kind of lurking in the shadows right now.
That's right. Yeah, glad Cecil could at least
at least he can enjoy. It would be nice, even if there's like 2-3 people playing, it would be nice to have more people join in and watch, right? Like that's what I've been trying to get more people to understand, that it's also, it's okay to participate and just be here to cheer everybody on. And I get it. It might be just a time issue.
How many views do those unlisted videos of this stuff get, like, by the month after? You ever go back and check those to see how many people are actually watching this after the fact?
No, I haven't checked. I mean, I imagine it's really because we only posted on Discord. So, and also with a really long video, honestly, I don't know how YouTube registers views for videos that long. So it could be part 2. Like if somebody kind of skips around, I don't know at what point it registers. I'm sure a quick Google search would figure that out. But yeah, I haven't looked at it to see.
Dev is asking how many patrons get this perk. I would say
anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody on Discord.
Anybody in the Discord. Which, yeah, and it might be something I might put another plug out on Patreon itself because it's not. It's still not even a public reward. We kind of just started, and I haven't put it out there as a public thing, so I could always do that as well. But
you could also put like a video submission link on your website. Community people to watch, give feedback and support and stuff. Like basically the share your work channel of the Discord for.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool. So I'll think on that. We'll see if, and I think definitely once the academy stuff, I want to find some way to kind of incorporate this into that. And I think naturally once that gets up, there's going to be more, since it's going to be strictly, because Patreon is a mix of non-guitarists and guitarists, but that'll definitely be more geared toward guitarists who are interested, involved, and being involved in part of a community like this, if we can kind of meld the two, I think we'll see a lot more involvement as well. But, yeah.
So should we set a time for the next one in June? I know the last weekend, the last Sunday in June is the 30th, and that's right before the 4th of July. So I doubt that would be a good day. The 23rd is the week before that, and the 16th is the week before that.
I would be good with either of those days.
Let me take a look at my calendar.
Pretty sure one of those is finals week and one of those I'm driving cross country, so either or would probably not work.
June, 16th and 23rd.
Yeah. I'm good with either. For me, it might still be safest just to, even though it's close to 4th of July, it might be safest for me for the 30th, because the 23rd is close to my anniversary. So if we end up doing something that weekend, that might conflict. But I could still potentially do either because it's nothing set in stone yet.
Seems like Evan would have some free time on the 30th. How about Eric?
Yep, I should be free.
Cecil, you want to chime in the chat?
He's having connection issues.
I know. That's why he signed up as Uke SVD and not Guitar SVD. He needs like a smaller connection, smaller throughput.
Assuming he's watching this in service right now.
Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
30th. All right, let's set it for the 30th. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
And before we quit, I did want to give a shout out to Eric for the Villalobos piece that you posted.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, the recital. It sounded good. I pulled it out. I never played it in full. I think I learned it and then stopped and then learned it and then stopped and learned it and stopped. I never tried it. And I remember a couple of the points that were tricky, especially when your fingers, the pinky and the ring finger, the fourth and the third sliding back and forth, boom da 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 da, boom da da da, making sure that B doesn't get cut.
Mhm.
The open B string.
Oh no, yeah, I know which one you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's that video at? I didn't see that.
He posted it on Discord.
I have it as a private video because my teacher didn't want any kind of electric stuff happening. So I had one
Right.
a video.
Secretive. Yeah, you could always reshare it.
And then it turned out that his analog ran out of battery in 30 seconds of
Yeah,
the
that part.
whole performance. So we didn't get anybody's songs.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
But I was mad about that one because I missed the final, I missed the loudest chord on that one. I just missed.
I figured that would be like perfect for you because the acoustic guitar that you have, it's all just major chords all the way going down.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. I have been doing all of the preludes for Villa, the 5 preludes, and then some of the etudes, and we'll probably start the suite popular Brasilia
Popular suites.
in the fall.
Ouch. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And then he still makes originals.
Well, it's the classical guitar is the training for the steel string. But get the technique going.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
I mean, that could be our theme. Is we pick a thing and then we all do an arrangement of it beyond the guitar style. I know Aaron has wanted to do that for a while.
Yeah, that's I just like periodically just take down notes of like different kind of type of community challenges and stuff that I would like to do once everything gets up and running. And yeah, something where like everybody arranges the same thing would be a lot of fun. Or yeah, picking everybody arranges different themes from a certain, something like that. Or you know, duo arranging, stuff like that. There's all kinds of
Hard to do
fun.
around here though for duo arrangements.
Huh?
It'd be hard to duo arrange and then play for our stuff.
Yeah, it's like a slight lag.
Yeah, to perform it would be challenge, but it would be more so like, I think that would have to be more so like a recording. Yeah, for this performing, yeah, that wouldn't work. But yeah, that's fun because I mean that's like what I did with Eddie. You know, you end up kind of sending ideas back and forth, and kind of you can have these, you know, international collaborations that are, it's actually a really cool experience.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Oh, the non-Nathan people should also apply to the Wilson Center competition for the classical side.
Where's that?
Like, Nathan is not allowed because he's a professional.
professional.
Is that a classical guitar arrangement or what
So
kind
they
of
do
competition?
classical, fingerstyle, jazz, rock, and blues
Right.
categories.
Interesting. I might take a look at that.
Yeah, I can put the link somewhere in the Discord.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, videos are due in the 31st.
Okay, never mind. I'm good. I'll get it next year.
Oh man! All right, gentlemen, I gotta run. It looks like my daughter is crying and awake, so I gotta go get her.
Okay. All right. Well,
But yeah, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you again, Gad.
all right. You're welcome.
Y'all have a good rest of your weekend.
All right. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Great playing. And Cecil, we'll see you next month.
Yep. And we'll see y'all in the Discord. Later.